So I'm not sure where to start this conversation, but I can tell you that creativity has always been sort of a struggle. Not necessarily for me, but as a beginning photographer, I can understand why it is a struggle. But this video isn't really about gear, it's not about anything particular, except for why you may be struggling and why your photography may not be excelling the way that you would like for it to. One thing that I have learned throughout my years of photography is that there is always something to take a photo of, right? And believe it or not, I just recently learned this. I just recently realized this maybe a couple of months ago, or maybe even a couple of weeks ago, you would say, where there is this thing where you're, as a creative and someone that's looking for inspiration to create, you're looking for something that you can pull towards, that gravitates you, that grabs you and snatches you away from the mundane lifestyle into something that's really going to propel you forward, right? Something that you can really like sink your teeth into and say, I love this, I want to do more of this, man, why can't I do more of this? And there's this high that you get when you realize that this is a moment, but now I have to create another moment. Now I have to go find that thing that is going to take me to this high, to this peak, to this mountaintop. When the reality is there is something around you that you can take a photo of. And a lot of the times I realize this by simply paying attention to the details, right? So paying attention to the details is something that I would like to call where the photo that you take is not so obvious. In fact, the photo that you want to take that might get you excited is going to be the little small details that people typically miss. Those moments that can simply say, yo, this is not the typical thing that I would shoot. However, it is something that I can shoot, and it is something that can be discussed and talked about. And so for me, being a mechanic, I have found that I don't always have to record these long time lapses of me taking a motor apart. I don't have to always record that. I don't have to always record putting a motor back together. I don't have to record parts. But what I can record are those moments where the parts are simply staged. And what I mean by staged is if a part or a group of tools are just sitting on the workbench, that's an opportunity to take a photo because your audience is trying to figure out the behind the scenes. They're trying to figure out what it looks like before you get to that final product. So whenever I think about the cars that I build or the motorcycles that I build or the things that I work on, what does it look like before the finished product comes out? And so if you're out there and you're taking photos of wildlife, if you're taking photos of portraits, if you don't have any clients to take pictures of at the moment, then there's always something. There's always that little small detail. If you're a wedding photographer, you can go take pictures of heels. You can go find some rings that you can take photos of. You can use your own jewelry, but there is something that you can always take a photo of. But more importantly, there is a story that can be told from any instance. And recently on my website, I'll put the link down below. I found a really old photo of this gentleman who was basically a master craftsman of cheese, and he spent the last 20 or 30 years being able to make Swiss cheese in Switzerland. And I won't tell you the whole story. However, I took a photo of the pot that he used in order to churn that cheese in order to make Swiss cheese, and the story behind it that I was able to capture and tell was so captivating. And I think that it was really jaw dropping and amazing because being able to pull those references and being able to pull and captivate an audience with just simple storytelling is amazing. And for a lack of words, for to mimic something that's so cliche, a picture is worth 1,000 words. And in a lot of cases, what if you can get two, right? So you'll have more words that you can use. But a lot of the times, man, just find something out there. It doesn't necessarily have to be something that you're passionate about, but you do have to get out there. You do have to shoot. You do have to take a photo of everything, because what I have learned in this journey of photography is that photography has taken me to places that I never thought I would go. And it has created a desire to see the world and everything that is in it. And more importantly, I consider my photography and everyone else's photography a portal to a place that's bigger than themselves. And whenever we consider and look at photography in that manner, we start to really put those pieces together and say, if I can tell this story, if I can take this photo to introduce someone into my world and to take them through that exact same portal that I went through, to showcase something bigger than themselves and get them excited. That's what this is about. It's truly a gift to be able to share these things and to be able to give the gift of photography. And so get out there and shoot. Get out there and find something. Get out there and stay motivated. Even if you have to sit for a couple of hours and just sit and wait for something to happen, you'll be surprised how many stories you can tell, how hitting that record button and just watching and being captivated and trying to get a sense and an idea for what this thing is going to produce, or what is simply happening in this photo, and what are they thinking in this photo. There's a lot of opportunity here. There's a lot of places to go, a lot of places to explore, but get out there and do it, because otherwise you truly don't know what could be the outcome of it. And the world is broad, and you can increase your capacity in it and your footprint. So get out there. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. And remember to use what you have to create what you want. And I guarantee you that something great is going to come out of it. Because one thing that I can pray and tell you without a shadow of a doubt is that your gifts are going to make room for you. I look forward to seeing you. Peace. We out.